Actually know why. I was never told why. I never questioned why. I just knew that this finger was a nasty finger. Welcome YouTubers and Internet Explorers. So today I'm here with my pumpkin and all of Jeffrey's fucking hair all over me. So that's fucking cool, right? So before I actually get into the video, this is completely irrelevant, but I just want to say to my sister, congrats on having your baby being induced, because I know you wanted this motherfucker out of you, and so did I, because your weird cravings are giving me a headache. I actually don't think she watched my videos, so that'll be pointless. So let's just jump into the meat of the video. Basically, the premise is I'm just going to share some childhood things that either like my mother or my nana or anyone in my family told me that would scare me in honor of Spooky Month, obviously because it's October and Halloween is coming up soon. So I should do something that's Halloween based, but I'm not creative enough to do something for the whole month, honestly, except for that. So let's actually mix it up also and start with number 3 on the list instead of number 1, because that's what my notes here say that I should do. So starting with number 3, my mom and my nana both, they told me that we don't call deviled eggs. They're called stuffed eggs because we don't eat the devil's food in this household. And that scared me shitless because it was the exact same thing with cake, which is a nice segue to the next one. I hope I actually used that transition in this one. I think I did that already. So maybe the transition will be me drinking or something. So like I was saying in the last one with the deviled eggs, which are stuffed eggs, we also don't get devil's chocolate cake, or the devil's cake basically, because we don't eat the devil's food in this household. And I bet you're thinking, Jeremiah, but holy shit, have you ever had devil's chocolate cake? The answer, yes, and it's delicious, and I will go to hell for it, okay? I don't want to be too dramatic, but I don't know if you're picking up on this, but I lived in a very Christian household where things like that just didn't fly, and I didn't eat stuffed eggs, so I didn't care what they were called, but I didn't really see the necessity that I couldn't just call it devil's cake. Like, I understand it's chocolate cake, but when I went to my friend's house and they served devil cake, guess who was too afraid to eat the damn cake? Yeah. So I know with the other two, it was more Christian based, so it's just like, oh, that's just stuff that Christians tell their kids so they don't say certain things, or this one, I feel like anyone could just succumb to this bullshit, okay? Listen to this. So, when getting your hair cut, you don't throw your hair away, you have to burn it, because if a bird picks up your hair that was cut off of your head, and they make it into a nest, you'll have bad luck for the rest of your life. You're seeing problems with that logic also, right? How it makes no fucking sense, because when I was a child, I didn't see those fucking problems. Now here's the thing, I'm gonna break down why it was crazy as hell to me and it worried me so much, because when I would go to the barbershop, obviously, they're not gonna burn your hair, because, you know, that's not how barbershops work. They don't cut your hair off and then burn it in the incinerator in the back or something. So I would get my hair cut and they would just throw it away, so I would be paranoid all day long, thinking that a bird would somehow get a piece of my hair and I would have bad luck forever. And here's the funny part, I actually do. I don't know if it's because of that, which bothers me a little bit, like psychologically, like I know this isn't real, but there's a piece of me in the back of my head that's like, maybe it was because you got your hair cut and you didn't burn the hair like you were supposed to, or maybe it's just because you make really shitty life decisions and that's why you're in the situation you're in now. So with this one, I wasn't too affected by this one, but I know my sister and my brother, my older sister and brother, I should say, they were affected by this a lot more. This one kind of bugged me a little bit, but at times I do it and it kind of keep me up at night to think, oh gosh, something's gonna happen. Now, before I tell you exactly what it is, I'm gonna tell you part of it, and then I'm gonna put 4 answers at the bottom on why we couldn't do this, okay? Here we go. So when applying Vaseline, chapstick, or any kind of lip gloss to your lips, don't use your pointer finger because blank. Fill it in. Go ahead. Go to the comment section. Fill it in. Is it A? Maybe B? C? D? Who knows? Figure it out. Okay. You got your answer? Okay. ready? Is the time almost up? Is the time almost up? It's A. It's A. Because your pointer finger is poisonous. Why? Because fuck you, that's why. I don't actually know why. I was never told why. I never questioned why. I just knew that this finger was a nasty finger. This finger will kill you if you put Vaseline on these big old nigga lips that I got, okay? So I never understood that one, but it scared the shit out of me when I was a child, okay? So let's just go to the next one. So obviously every kid has heard their parent or guardian or whoever say, don't swallow watermelon seeds. And you're like, why can't I do it? It doesn't matter. You just swallow them because I'm eating a watermelon. And then they tell you the obvious answer. If you do that, you'll birth the Antichrist and he'll send you to hell for 1,000 years where you'll be tortured with anal dildos. And it's such a specific thing to be afraid of, but man, did that fucking shake and rock my world. Honestly, okay? So don't swallow watermelon seeds because you'll go to hell, birth the Antichrist, and you'll have anal dildos for 1,000 years. So don't do that. Also, I think it's because like a watermelon grows in your stomach, but that one's not as popular as the one I was told. So it's really up to you guys. Let's go to the next one. Okay. This one bothers me to this day because I know the real reason behind it now. It's when your parents or whoever tell you, don't cut the light on, because if you have the light on in your car at night while you're driving, you'll get pulled over or even arrested. Fuck your face. You were wrong and you are a fucking liar. Maybe it varies state to state or something, but I know in Minnesota, I have never seen or even heard of someone getting pulled over for having the little overhead light on while they're driving. Where did this start? Honestly, if you are watching this video and you ask your parent and they gave you a legitimate answer of just like, I'm doing it so you keep the light off, or you actually asked your parent and they gave you an answer that wasn't that, please tell me in the comment section below what it was, because my mom always told me it's because, oh, you're gonna get pulled over by the police. She told me the real reason as I became an adult, and the real reason is way more like disturbing, but I probably would have listened either way with which one she told me. And the real reason is this. Hey Jeremiah, don't turn that light on while we're in the car. Why is that? Because when you do that, I can't see as well at night because the light glares on my glasses and it makes it really difficult for me to see anything or any object in front of me. We might crash and we might die. Do you want that to happen? Guess not. We got more demons. Oh God, Lord. Woo. Okay, so everyone and their mom knows what Pokemon are. And I was told as a child that Pokemon are just pocket demons. But the funny part about that is that my mom told me I can't play with Pokemon because she doesn't want me carrying demons in my pocket. Fine, that makes sense. But here's the thing. She let me watch and play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I had the thickest and the best deck. Please fucking at me, okay? So, with Yu-Gi-Oh! There are actual demons in the game if I'm remembering it correctly. I don't know about like maybe later in the series, but when I was in 3rd, 4th, 5th, and even like 6th grade, I vividly remember there being actual demons in the game that I would use to defeat my enemies and banish them to hell. She made me kind of afraid of Pokemon for about a year or so because I really thought that like Pokemon were just demons that you carried in your pocket. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Was fine though. Actual demons didn't scare me. Pikachu and a few other characters scared the living tits off of me. So, what the fuck? Before I get these last two out of the way, I want to say the second to the last one is a little bit more lighthearted. The last one, a little bit more morbid, because it's actually about death and death in the family. So, starting with this one scared me a lot. No one actually told me, but when I was playing soccer and everything for Blackhawks, woo trophies are... They're not in the back anymore, but I have trophies, and I can fucking prove it to you that I was kind of the titties when I played soccer, okay? I wasn't the great at foot skill, but your boy scored some goals, you know what I'm saying? So we had this goalkeeper, or why did I say it like that? Fuck, focus. We had this goalkeeper, and point is, he did like a slide tackle, and some kid ended up actually kicking him in the collarbone, like right near his face, and he actually shattered his collarbone like the first year or two in my soccer career, and after that I was really afraid of like breaking a bone. But it wasn't like, oh, I'll break my leg or my collarbone or my hand. I was actually really afraid that a kid would kick me hard enough in my nuts that they would explode. And that stuck with me from when I started soccer until I stopped playing soccer. Now, obviously, it's something that could happen, but I've never been kicked in the nuts by another player. The ball has hit me in the nuts. I've even like ran into a pole in the edge of the table that hit me in the nuts, but I never had a player just kick me in the nuts. And I never wore a cup. So it was such an irrational fear, but I did nothing to prevent it. So if it happened, I feel like it'd be a little bit my fault, but at the same time, it was so unlikely to happen. With that being said, let's get into the really morbid one about my dad dying. What a great segue, am I right? I'm still not sure what I'm going to use as a transition, so let's just stick with this one. Editing Jeremiah, make me not look like a fucking idiot. Never mind, you can't do that. Okay, so the Discovery Channel made me afraid of fog. Fog in the sense of like Stephen King's The Mist. Before I even knew what that was, I remember when that whole 2012 debacle went down, like the world's gonna end in 2012, yada yada yada. And the Discovery Channel kept having these shows that would just play on repeat about how the world would end. Some of them were fucking ridiculous, like volcanoes, or the rapture, or some other shit like that, where I was just kind of like, whatever, it happens, it happens. But one that really fucking terrified me was that this fog would like emerge from like pollution or something like that, and it would go all across the nations, and it would like evaporate the water and kill the trees and kill the animals, and we would slowly suffocate to death. And it wouldn't be like a quick suffocation. They said it would take throughout the course of a week, where oxygen would start to be like getting harder, like breathed in, and it would be too much carbon dioxide or some sciencey bullshit that I'm probably getting absolutely wrong. And it scared me so much. And I like vividly remember this like playing like 3 or 4 times. It was like a 45, like maybe hour special or something on the Discovery Channel, and fuck, that it really messed me up. And I know I said I was gonna talk about my dad, but I actually realized after looking at my notes, he's the last one. So the last one is my dad. He would actually help me like work through this, and he told me I don't have to fear anything about the fog killing me because we're all gonna die one day, which is where I realized, oh, so we are all mortal beings and we're gonna die. So that kind of woke me up. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna die. And then I want to say a year, 2, maybe 3 years after, he ended up dying, and then I realized like, oh yeah, we're all mortals, yada yada yada. Started to kind of cope with death a little bit more. But the issue was, at my grandma's house, he had a room there, and the room scared the shit out of me because she had this old house that like her father's father built or something. So of course it's just mad fucking spooky. Theme of this video, basically, spooky shit, right? I would have to go past his room to go in the bathroom, and it scared the shit out of me because I thought his ghost was in there because it was unrested. I have no idea why. I have no idea what kind of business he had that was unfinished, but I would have dreams of like him being in the room, and I would walk past and he would open the door and be like, where are you going? And it was just the creepiest shit, and it scared the shit out of me for way too long. It's like middle school almost, like almost my freshman year of high school. I could not get over the fact that I thought I saw my dad like in his room after he died. It was the creepiest shit ever. But I don't want to leave you guys on like a sour note, so let's make fun of Devontae's fears, because he told me too while we were at work together. So listen to this shit, this is great. He was afraid of the Grinch. He said while he's at his grandparents' house, which is up north, it's pretty dark up there, but they have a lot of land, a lot of field, etc., kind of like a farmland basically. And he was fearful that the Grinch followed him in the darkness and would come and tickle him, and he would tell the Grinch to show himself and try to fight it, but he would always win. Let's go to the next one. He said that his dad, he had dreams that his dad was a vampire, and the only way to stop him was to scoop his eyes out. Well, that's the end of the video. I really hope that you did enjoy, and if you got this far, please subscribe or else. And I'm asking nicely because you don't want to know what or else is. I wish I actually had more props to make this whole atmosphere more spooky, but I don't. But whatever, it is what it is, right? That's life, I guess. Also, let me know any childhood fears that you had, or any fears that you have right now, because I actually want to make a video about facing my fears, and I was going to do it for this month, but I don't know if I can get everything together to make it happen. Okay, but I have nothing more to say. Again, thank you for watching. As always, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Hope you guys have a spooky ass Halloween. I mean that.